Hello! Clean this up a little bit here. I am back. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Which camera will be the main one? Well, it looked like it's starting off with you. Racist! 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 That is the key word. Well, it's been a minute. I haven't made a video since the election. Now, that word racist comes up a lot. And for good reason. Everyone was asking me, do I think Donald Trump is racist? Pause. I don't know what that was for. So they asked me, do I think Donald Trump is racist? And to that question, I don't know. But let's break it down here. Let's break it down here. Break it down here. Let me back up a little bit. Who knows? Oh, different car. Anyway, so is Donald Trump racist? To me, I don't know. Are you a sellout? Of course they're going to say that. You're so massive. Oh, wait, whatever. But you're asking me, do I think Trump is racist? And when I say I don't know, I would probably say that maybe his father could have been. But him, I don't know if he is or not. Now, yes, I know. Let's have this conversation here. Let's have this conversation here. I know what you're probably saying. Well, he has a lot of stuff that might be interpreted as him being a racist. Yes, I know. He has the Central Park 5. And if you don't know about the Central Park 5, do a little bit of research. And he also has where he had a case where he was not renting to the black tenants. So, with that said, does that make him racist? And like I keep telling you, my answer is I don't know. So let's address first the Central Park 5, right? The Central Park 5, I can say maybe, I think we're too easy to say racist, and more or less we should say prejudice and how we are influenced by others around us, even on the other side, into thinking how a certain demographic of people are. So with the Central Park 5, when that came out, a lot of stuff was going on, and there was a lot of people who looked like those people committing those crimes. So Donald Trump jumped on them. Is that racist? I'll let you be the judge of that. I was talking to another one of my friends, and he's like, a different shade than me. And he's like, well, I don't necessarily know if that is racist or not. And to me, I was like, okay, thanks for telling me that. But I didn't need your approval or even your validation, because it's different. And what I mean by that is, if you're in a place where they look at certain individuals a certain way, then they're going to automatically think that those type of individuals are a certain way. And if you're from that status quo, I want to get that status quo, right? Then you are going to think like them. So when he says, I don't think they're racist, he's supposed to think that. Now, on the other side, right? Fair and balanced news. Are you Fox? Anyways, no, but what he's saying is this, like I alluded into one of my videos. I said that if you're in an area where there's a lot of crimes being committed or a lot of bad stuff being committed, and you say, hey, you get robbed. That's whatever that sentence is. You get robbed and the police come and you said, it was a black guy, blah, 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 blah. And if you're in that environment, does that make you racist? No, that just means, hey, you're in that environment and in that demographic, people who look like that were probably the one that committed the crime. That does not make you racist. That just make you're telling the facts. Now, in the case of like Trump, if all those people are from this area and they look at these people this certain way, then I'm not excusing their brother. I'm not going to do that. because I have a little nicer car and I drive around and the police gonna follow me around. And even when I went, credit is iffy, but even when I went, no one. So I have been working at my job for 25 years. They still don't want to run to me, and I'm okay with that because of it's like how they were taught. Were they taught to be racist? I wouldn't necessarily say taught to be racist. They're just taught, from demographics and from statistics that people who kind of look like me, scruffy beard, and the whole 9 yards, and this dark color, and it will probably not do X, Y, Z. Not forgiving him at all. So with that said, does he has some ideals that were probably put in from the people around him that say those people probably committed that crime in Central Park 5, and those type of people will be like this if we went to them? And those answer is yes. Wow! A long explanation just to get to something little. Who knows? So, but, woo! Hot take. But the other question is, right? The other question is slavery racist? What is slavery racist? Now, this goes back many years ago because, like, slavery didn't start in 1419 or whatever, they brought slaves to here. Slavery has been around some time, right? And so since slavery has been around some time, the question I pose to you guys is slavery racist? And that answer is, woo, hot take. That answer is no. What? Yes. I do not believe, this is crazy, that slavery is racist. You don't really sold out, son. What the heck is wrong with you? Let me explain. So, I don't believe slavery is racist. Slavery's been around many, many years, right? And normally it is the have and the have not versus the poor. And they normally put the poor into slavery, right? So that means it's much more of a classism. But we're warming up here. We are warming up here. I'm sorry. But the question I ask is, America racist? Now, America was founded upon racism. What? What are you talking about? Listen here. America was founded upon racism. I just told you that slavery is not racist because earlier on, the people who were here had these people enslaved here, right? But what I will tell you, and this is crazy, I'm probably going to lose some Republicans voting for this. I will say America made slavery racist. And decisions after that made it more racist. And what spawned from that made America racist. Is America racist now? I don't know. Explain yourself. What I mean by that. So when people chatting like slave trade, right? So when we went, people who look like me grabbed us and then they brought us over here to be slaves. Once they did that, means that the white folks were the masters and people who look like this were the slaves. And so since it started out like that, there were rules created. And since those rules were created, that means everyone who looked like me were slaves. So that means that America said, hey, if you look like me, you're a slave. Not everyone that looked like me were slaves, right? Because even the Indians were slaves. Granted, they killed a lot of them. But if they brought you in here, you were a slave. So therefore, that means that America said that the darkies that look like me were slaves. So that spawned America. Now, does that mean that everyone who was white racist? Again, no. That just means the certain structure, status, right? The certain status was that if you were white, you were and master slash owner, and if you were black, you were a slave. So that's the dynamic that the whites and the blacks were working with. Granted, there was Indians over here, bam, they killed them. But on the same token, like I even found out later that there were even some black slave owners. Now, were they racist? Good question. Great question. And to me, following the logic that I have, that answer is yes. Because they were a part of like the America up here, the America that the lighter skin tone, right? Your lighter skin tone, the lighter people were not the workers. So that since they weren't the workers, then they had to identify. That word identify. Identify with the people that they're associated with, right? And so, since they had to identify with the people that they're associated with, then if they were racist, that means that they're inherently racist, right? So, what am I getting out of here? Getting out of it. What am I getting at? What I'm getting at is this: it's like America was founded on founded fourscore, two years, whatever, founded on slavery, right? And since they're founded on slavery, they introduced that, and so that means that you pick and chose a side. And most of the time, if you're on that side, you're a part of that. Now, they did not want that to go because that's power. And since they didn't want that to go, that means that they were going to fight hard for it. You know, Civil War, all that good stuff. Now, even still then, just because you were white, that does not mean that you were racist. But if you were associated with them and you enjoyed the luxuries of the people who were racist and they associated you with them. So what does that mean? Full circle what I'm talking about there. So does that mean to me that everyone who voted for Donald Trump was a racist? No. But what that does mean, the underbelly of the people that voted for Donald Trump could be aligned with that. Were there probably racists that voted for Donald Trump? Yes. Were there probably KKK members? Yes. Were they probably skinheads? Yes. Were there probably a lot of other people that you would deem like they heard from groups they voted for Donald Trump? Yes. But just like in slavery, as a country as a whole was slavery. Not now, we won't say. But not everyone that voted for him are racist. This election that just happened was one on people just needed to eat. Now, what he did was, whether they're probably racist or not, racist, sexist, whatever it is, he said, hey, if you want to continue not eating, stay with that other lady. But if you want to eat, come with me. Now, along those lines, were there some dark parts of his voting base that were what we just described? Yes. Now, on the same token, they resonated with the message. They didn't resonate with the message that he was racist. They also resonated with the message that he was going to take care of your pocketbook. Also, he was going to take care of your safety. And so that's what I mean. So this went all the way along the book. Who knows if I even recorded, but it went all the way to let you know, hey, I feel that America made slavery racist. I also feel that everyone who voted for Donald Trump is not racist. And I also feel that what everyone has missed, that this election was really about the working class. I really feel that even now where we're at, but I really feel that people are overlooking the working class. And that's what really hurts. And I really post-mortem or Monday morning quarterback. I really feel that people in power have forgotten that. And since they had forgotten that, they're looking for different excuses, and they're looking for different type of blames instead of looking inward and saying, hey, um, we we missed our mark, right? Is the world racist, sexist, and all that good stuff? Those answers, yes, but that had nothing to do with this election. Had nothing to do with this election. This election had everything to do with, like when I was telling you earlier, it had everything to do with, you know, people not being able to survive. It's tough out there, and to me, sometimes I feel that politicians, right or left, or whoever it is, I feel that they just care about the power and the money, right? And we'll see if your guy does. I mean, because I have issues with capitalism. I know everyone doesn't. I have to be taught on that level. Like I keep saying, I'm much more of a socialist because I just see just so many workers that I interact with. They're struggling, and some of them have 2, 3 jobs, like I mentioned, Maria, and and if we don't fix that, I don't know what, because I know everyone can't be an entrepreneur. Everyone can't be a Trump. Everyone can't be an Elon. Everyone can't be a Gates or Jobs. We have to work, and we just hope that that the people taking care of us look to you, look to the hill for your help, Christian. The people taking care of us will take care of us and not try to exploit us. And that's what I really like. I really feel like that's happening. And right now, it pushed a lot of people to the other side, and um, we'll see. They say that the end is near. It's kind of scary. The end is definitely near. Um, and whatever we're doing, if it's not glorifying, then what are we doing? But you can sit here and say like some of this stuff is crazy. Some of this stuff is crazy because, like, to me, I really don't understand how people don't realize that the problems that affect you don't affect them. Like they keep talking about like Sunny, and there will be in the View and all those ladies. Not to harp on them, but it's like when you have a problem of picking the color of your house and the paint costs $2,000, how are you going to relate to someone like myself? How are you going to relate to someone who's riding a bus? How are you going to relate to someone who's working overnight? You're not. And like I said before, I don't even know if the guy that they voted in will. But what I do know, definitely the other side didn't. And that's what's sad. So in closing, even though I neglected your camera, in closing, what does it truly all mean? It means that we got to keep going until we stop. And what is your purpose? Is your purpose God? Is your purpose your kids? Is your purpose many other things in life? Whatever your purpose is, if they don't talk to you, don't listen. And that's what you did anyway. You didn't listen. Peace! That was long. All right. That's it. Racist, 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 racist. You need to get a new word though. Racist, 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 racist. Peace.